It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack Podcast. You know, on Saturdays, we play fun music and we feature great information at 993thevine.com with me, Big Rick Stuart, and music from my time at Live 105 and at KVYN. We also mix in some stories that I find kind of interesting, whether it's local music or food or tech or just kind of some cool things I think you ought to know about. It's always lots of fun. Fun music and great information happens every Saturday at 993thevine.com. And the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack Podcast features great information like this. I'm Big Rick Stuart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. Fun music and great information. I'm going to help you buy a car for under $20,000, not a used car. I'm going to help you buy a brand new car. This isn't a commercial, by the way. For under $20,000. And in case you didn't know, there's only one vehicle that's available on a list price for under $20,000. Man, it used to be $20,000 was like a kind of a sort of pretty good car. Now there's one under $20,000, and you will be buying a Mitsubishi Mirage. Not with a lot of options or anything, but that's your under $20,000 car. There's only one of these left. Wow, how about that? The average price of a new car is now $48,000. I don't think I've ever bought a car that costs that much. Wow, that's 25% more than before the pandemic from 3 years ago. Now, this Mitsubishi Mirage is not too bad. It has a 5-year, 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, and it gets 39 miles to the gallon. So, I mean, you know, if you're not looking to impress anybody, you just need some transportation of the warranty, that's not too bad. This story is from the Associated Press, who goes on to say that, how about cars over $100,000? Well, in 2018, there were 12 cars that sold for over $100,000. Now, there's 32 cars available for over $100,000. Or I guess you could get, what would that be, like 4 or 5 Mitsubishi Mirage if you want to go that route. Anyway. I just thought that story was totally fascinating because, you know, I'm old enough to think that $20,000 is a pretty good car way back when. Evidently, there's one available now. And used car prices are crazy as well. And you maybe already know this. I'm Big Rick Stuart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack at 993thevine.com. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack here at 99.3 The Vine. I'm Big Rick Stuart. This comes to us from timeout.com, which always has lots of crazy stories about travel and things. Here's the headline: Nudists in Spain are campaigning against clothed tourists on their beaches. Now, I'm not like the most experienced nude beach going guy in the world, but I think I do know that if you go to like a nude beach, you're supposed to take your clothes off. You're not supposed to walk around with your clothes on. It's kind of like not cool. Well, the story says some 50 beaches in Catalonia, Spain, have a decades-long association with welcoming nude sunbathers. All right, now guess what happens? Social media, right? So these become popular and people say, oh, here's some great beaches to go to. And they may or may not say in social media that, you know, there's people like not wearing any clothes. So people walk around with their phones, obviously in their clothes, and they're like snapping photos and stuff. Not cool, man. This is not cool for the nudists who hang out on the beaches in Spain. Longtime naturist Segamon Rovira is leading a campaign on behalf of the Naturist Nudist Federation of Catalonia and has written a letter to his local government asking for a meeting to address what is described as, quote, the discrimination that nudists face on the beaches of Catalonia. All this social media and photos and stuff like that, and people taking selfies, and there's naked people like, hey, leave us alone, this is our thing. You're ruining it. Well, don't ruin it for them. Just take your clothes off. You'll be as welcomed as anybody, I guess. I don't know how the whole thing works. I do know that I'm Big Rick Stuart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. I'm fully clothed at 99.3 The Vine. All right, it is that time of year when Starbucks changes their menu and they roll out their PSL. You know about the PSL, pumpkin spice lattes and more. So many drinks over at Starbucks, and people on social media come up with these crazy ways. When you're at Starbucks, you just hope the people in front of you in line don't have some crazy TikTok order with, like 15 different changes. Like, oh my God, please just I just need a coffee. Just get me out of here. Anyway, how about, you know what's really good, though, is their $1.25 add-on. It's been popular for a while, cold foam. Now, if you have like a cold coffee drink, which I love in the summertime and even in the wintertime, I love some iced coffee. It's so good. And you get some cold foam at Starbucks. It's pretty delicious, I gotta say. It's been happening since about 2018, and it's not that hard to make. In fact, over at Starbucks, they actually have a bunch of recipes for their coffee drinks, and you can kind of check it out. You need to make it with the right amount of the right things. That would be cold milk, powdered sugar, vanilla extract, and for one person, they say use a quarter cup of 2% milk, some tablespoon of powdered sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, add to double strength coffee. And to get the foam, you can get these little manual foam things. They're really easy to do, and it's just not that expensive, and you can make your own. Or you can just go to Starbucks and enjoy whatever drinks you want. Although I gotta say, none of these really taste like coffee anymore, but they do taste good. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. I'm Big Rick Stewart, and thanks for hanging out with me today. Football season's coming up, and hats off to all the high school kids and everybody who are practicing so hard and all this heat and everything. Man, it is tough. Did they still do double days? Oh, those are so hard. I actually remember that playing football in high school. You go to practice in the morning, and then you'd have like middays off, and you go to practice in the afternoon, and then you'd be completely exhausted. Go home, eat dinner, go to bed like at 8 o'clock, and then you have to get up and do it again. That's crazy. Steve Young, one of my favorite 49ers quarterback. In fact, if I had to pick, I don't know, maybe Steve Young's my favorite 49ers quarterback. He was on ESPN for like 20 years doing the pre-games and all that. Really fun guy. I really liked him. Well, ESPN laid him off and a whole bunch of other people in June. So he's not doing the ESPN shows, which is kind of a bummer. Guess what, though? He has a gig. He's not on NFL Countdown. Steve Young is a Menlo Park High School girls flag football assistant coach. He's an assistant to John Pay, who is a former 49ers quarterback who's the team's head coach. So the Menlo Park High School girls flag football team has two 49ers quarterbacks as their head coach. Wow, I mean, that is crazy, right? They say we are excited to add girls flag football to our sport offerings and provide an opportunity for our female students to play a popular, fast-growing sport. They kind of go on and the whole thing like that. Wow, that's pretty cool. I think, what Steve Young needs is he needs like a Jerry Rice, to like do a slant for like a 10-yard pass and then run another 40 yards and score a touchdown. That was like the epic play, right? Or roll out and, just run into the end zone himself. We'll have to follow this and see what happens. I'm Big Rick Stewart. Good luck, you Menlo Park flag football girls team. Thanks for hanging out with me today. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack at 993thevine.com. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. I saw this headline over at Billboard and I thought, oh my God, one of my favorite and most creative bands is reuniting. But then it turned out to not be quite exactly what I thought it was going to be. Here's the headline. Talking Heads, man, they are so good and they are so creative. To reunite for Stop Making Sense 40th anniversary screening. Well, it turns out that this really fun concert movie, which is so good and so creative, and I mean, the band is just smoking hot in this performance if you've ever seen Stop Making Sense. It's getting redone, and the band is reuniting for the film to get together to hang out. It does not mention anything about a performance from the band, but it does talk about them, and it says that if you happen to be at the Toronto International Film Festival, according to Spin Magazine, that a newly restored version of the movie will be screened, and the talking heads themselves, David Byrne, Tina Weymouth, Chris France, and Jerry Harrison, who's a Northern California guy, they will all be making an appearance in a question and answer session moderated by Spike Lee. Wow, that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to seeing this movie again because it's so much fun. Stop Making Sense. It's a great concert film, and maybe, fingers crossed, they'll do some shows. Who knows? I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's a Wine Country Saturday soundtrack at 993thevine.com. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. Oh my God, my niece is going to love this. I might have to get it for her. Because I remember way back when she was totally into this. Now she's like 30-something and she has 2 kids and married and a whole career and everything like that. Twilight Saga, the complete collection, 15th anniversary, will be available on HD, Blu-ray, and DVD October 17th. Ta-da! This is from the big press release. An official description of the collectible set reads, "Celebrate the 15th anniversary of the first Twilight film and experience Bella and Edward's epic love story. The dangerous feud between vampires and werewolves and more unforgettable moments in the entire 5-film collection." I didn't realize there was 5 films of Twilight, the complete saga. Now, of course, this is a box set, so they have all this extra stuff, right? This comes with 4 art cards, 7 pieces of interchangeable cover art. It includes the movies, plus all kinds of extra things. They've got audio commentary, and they have included in this is a bonus 6-part docuseries on New Moon and Eclipse, a Comic-Con phenomenon featurette, deleted scenes, music videos. Remember Twilight? Remember it's a big deal? I guess maybe it's still a big deal, and you maybe should get this for somebody that you know. Pick a team and enjoy your HD Blu-rays and all that good stuff. And the deleted scenes, what could they be? I have no idea. So on Country Saturday Soundtrack, I'm Big Rick Stewart at 993thevine.com. Well, those are some stories that I have featured on the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. Tune in at 8 a.m. every Saturday at 993thevine.com. I'm Big Rick Stewart here. Music from my days at Live 105 and KFOG, some current songs, lots of surprises and more. It's always lots of fun. We have a 10 at 10, a Beatles brunch at noon. It happens all day. The Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack and the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack podcast. Tell your friends, and thanks for listening to this podcast, and thanks for checking out 993thevine.com.